You guys know what time it is. It's time to talk about the boy. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and we are here to talk about the man that is RUDLEY. Now, RUDLEY has been a character that, well, he's my first fated character in the game, and some people said I want you to do a review on characters, and I was thinking like, well, if I'm gonna do a review on a character, it might as well be my first fated, and I think that would, that's just a rite of passage kind of thing. So we got him here. He's like a black samurai, got the dreads and everything like that. I think that's I don't know the difference between dreads and cornrows. I'm not too proficient on that, but he's really strong. Let's look at his stats. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to get his base stats, even though, no, it should be this is the journal, right? Yeah, this is the journal, so we actually can get his base stats and see what he is, the sword of pitch darkness and all this other nonsense. You can see his base stats here. Most importantly, the thing that you always want to look at when it comes to these characters is not only the stats, HP, attack, minimum attack, maximum attack, like letting you know how strong he kind of gets. Really important is the hit, the dodge. Crit hit is kind of important. Block, but definitely attack speed. Attack speed, in my opinion, is very important. As you can see, his is 95. If I go click on the Jin, 115, you can see his block is different, and that these characters all have a thing. Hit is 101, Jin is 100. Very close. I think that knowing this type of information is what's gonna like really get you to know what kind of character you're dealing with. As you can see, his attack is actually lower, and even though most people are saying RUDLEY is the assassin man, you got this dude that's actually out attacking him and has more speed than him. So what makes him so special? What makes RUDLEY so special? I'm about to show you, boys. First thing we're going to talk about is the passive. Now, he has counter 3. If you guys know that the counters pretty much go by rarity. If you are low rarity, you either don't even have a passive, or as you can see here, Zeon being ranked 3 here, his counter is the basic version of it. Then when you go to legendary, a legendary character, it has the counter 2, which is going to be the same thing counter, but now you're going to see that if the target actually dies from the counter, you're going to gain a mana from it. And then last but not least, counter 3 is going to be he's going to gain mana if the target dies. He'll also gain mana if the target is at 70% or more HP. They don't really specify too much whether or not is 70% before or after the counter, but just keep in mind pretty much that he's going to get at least 1 mana regardless, and that's kind of what all of the rank 3 passives are. They're more guaranteed ways to give yourself mana for your character. Next up is the lightning attack. Deals 525 damage to one enemy. If you saw my PvP video, I was always like, man, I know I could probably kill him with this move, but I'm just being a little cautious. And as you can see, 525 is very high. As we were just talking about the difference between him and Jin, right? His attack here is 180s. Same amount of mana. Oh no, sorry, not same amount of mana. This mana, it requires 3 mana to do. That's how Jin is a little bit different. He has less mana requirements, but he can do more of his special moves more often. 3 mana requirement on this one. Vanguard, I'm going to explain in a little bit. It took me a while to figure out what Vanguard is, and it's actually kind of crazy how that kind of works. It's very weird, but as we can just see right there, he grants a barrier to himself and another ally if marked with command for 12 turns when he gets hit. So it's funny is that he has his own little dragon blood weird barrier thing that he has that's built into his kit, but it's only triggered in certain situations. Then we have the decisive strike, which is 750% damage, and again he has the Vanguard. As you can see, way bigger shield that he's going to get. So let's go and look at his skills. So of course we got the basic attack. Boop, boop, boop. Oh wait, no, we gotta turn it up. There we go, nice and smooth. Here goes the S2. I'll end it in a flash. I love it. Pretty much cuts through them, and then last but not least, the decisive strike. Like he's pretty much sending a blade of energy, or energy slash pretty much, and I backed out all the way like an idiot. So now I'm here on Reddit, and as you guys can see that it says, how do commands work on units like RUDLEY and Valar? And the guy Shadow Blaze responds, command is a status given by Griff or Gruffy, whatever his name is. And lo and behold, you go over to the old man, you go to his passive, and you'll see it right down there. Grants allies with lower maximum health than self with the command mark and increases defense health by 20%. So unfortunately, I don't really like this round of play. A big component of what makes RUDLEY like really good is locked away with another character. So if you were interested in using RUDLEY and like really wanting to maximize his like his capabilities, then you would need to go get you need to go get another character. And I'm gonna explain all this. I'm gonna break it down in a future video. So like also, as you guys can see with Jin, he has stuff affects the target with silence and mana burn if the target is charmed. So you have to go and find who charms targets. It does not work by himself. You have to go find the target that does that. So I'm gonna do a separate video with every single one of those. So we all have those in one video. So right now I'm just going to focus on RUDLEY here. So you do need graph, and which is not that bad if you got this character. Unfortunately, like me not knowing that right beforehand is that I made the decision to go on this banner. I still want Vagabond, I think it's called, his fake core. That would be a separate video because I think that the when you put the costume on, they do get different things and it makes them drastically different. But so there is another string of creation that has the faded core version of Gareth. Not this string creation, is another one. I'm not gonna press that button. I know that I can probably press it. I'm just scared to. But it's one of the gender bender ones, which is this one here. You turn this big old grumpy man into this chick, and he gets a lot of other things, but he still has the command. So if you want to use RUDLEY, and if you want to first go for his faded core, then the next one you should want to go for is this one. Not saying that you want to forcibly use those two characters together, but RUDLEY is kind of held back a little bit slightly by not getting that free shield. I mean, every time he uses S2 and S3, he gets a scale off of his maximum health, and I think that's going to be even crazier when you do pair him with the faded core skin as well. So as far as gear goes, I mean, it doesn't seem, one thing that I've noticed about the gear is that it seems like it's pretty linear. As you can see here, it's like crit damage is like the first stat, then you go crit damage and then hit, and then purple is attack speed. I haven't seen a yellow yet, so I don't know what that last little bit is, but it doesn't seem like the gear is like tremendously crazy. As you can see, there is a range, so it's you know, it's kind of like common sense. Do you want him to be fast? Yeah. Do you want him to do damage? Yeah. You want him to have HP, block, and all this stuff? Yeah. The gear is not complex in this game, which kind of sucks. I was hoping that like other games where the gear has certain sets so you can give him like different capabilities, but it doesn't seem like they do that in Exos Heroes, which is very unfortunate. They might introduce it later, especially if the PvP gets a little bit stale, which it already is for certain people, especially this is a PvP character, right? Also, one thing that I needed to bring up before I go away is that he is a nature character. There we go. I was about to say something completely different. He's a nature, attack, physical, and Mike currently has the nature guardian stone, but you can easily change those later. Also, a correction that I have to correct myself is that the guardian stone, to get additional ones, you need faded armor. Like you need faded pretty much gear in order to get additional stones. So if you see anyone with multiple guardian stones, know that they spend some dough. Very likely they spend some dough. Either that or their account is already set and they pretty much are now investing into solo specific characters. Last thing that I wanted to mention is the element. So he is nature. So 1 mana is created when the HP is at 30% or lower on your turn. Now, I need to show this to you guys because it's not really well represented, I think, in that little thing, because it's allies, it's not just him. Just gonna go into a hero battle real quick to showcase this. All right, see, as you saw, that was the counter. He gained 1 from that. He's gonna attack here, gonna gain 1 from that. Now he's at 3, right? Now look, this is what I was trying to say a long time ago. Now he just gained 1 mana. The only logical reason you can say that he gained 1 mana is because the other character is low. So I'm gonna kill him. And as you can see now, he did not gain a mana, right? Because if it was some other factor, he wouldn't have gained mana. I think that the way that they say nature is just written incorrectly. So here I'm gonna expel all of my mana onto this target here. Gonna decisive strike. There we go, he blocked it with a jerk. And you see that he gains 1 mana for there, right? And that's because this target's low. That target's dead. This target is still 30% or lower. Now he's at 3. Like, he's constantly gaining mana. He's not gonna gain. I'm gonna actually purposely hit here. As you can see, he did not gain any mana, but we're gonna hit here. And now it should be weak enough. Let me hit it one more time. That shouldn't kill. And all of a sudden, the mana show is starting up again. So it happens with allies, it happens with enemies as well. And this is, like I said, it allows him to cycle his ultimate over and over and over again. That means that RUDLEY works naturally with characters like this. Mana utilization characters gain attack based on the mana count that their allies have. So as you can see here, gain 1 mana if allies mana count is 10 or more per turn. Gain 1 mana if and same thing if the enemies are that. And then she also has breath of mana to do that as well. He also synergizes with characters like Jhin and other assassin types that are able to deal quick damage and put them into that threshold really quickly. So you kind of have a couple of options here. Because like I've said, it matters whether or not your ally or enemy is low on HP. So if you can keep a character up, more power to you. Still very risky if you want to like try to keep your characters low so maybe he can get a shot. I've actually done strategies where I would let Jhin go first because his attack speed is faster to hit a character with counter, and then they'll counter attack him, and then it will, you know, put him low. And then each turn that he's not healed up, you know, RUDLEY will get his S3 pretty much on his first turn, and then he can deal with the FCZ on. It kind of expedites his match. You can also put in a really grabby character. Remember, it does not count if the character dies, it's only if they're lower than 30% HP. And that is for any nature character. That has absolutely nothing to do with it being RUDLEY. As you saw, he was just gaining mana. So this is pretty much a tip for any nature character. So if you see a nature character that you really like, I know Chatty's pretty popular. I can actually sort by nature. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Janai or Janae, whatever her name is. Valar with the gender bend too. Rara. Really cool characters that are going to benefit off of that type of interaction. So I thought I would mention here in this video, and I hope that it helps you guys in some way, shape, or form. All in all, what do you guys think about RUDLEY, and what do you guys think about the mechanic that his skills have, that he has to pretty much have another character in there? I am a fan of games where there's some type of synergy, that characters can't just be like purely by themselves. The same way that Xeon and Anastasia with their fate cores are a synergy kind of thing. They help the front line and the back line. I just hope that I guess either they're gonna do it for a lot of characters, but then it might make it's a double-edged sword, right? Because it can make PvP really stale because, you know, you have to get those combinations, or it could mix it up if they keep adding different versions of it. Like, I think I gave you guys a decent amount of options as far as like, wow, now I can do this, and all my nature characters will start getting stuff. And then, like, as you can see here, she has a revive, you know, she has a really strong heal. There's like a couple synergies that you can do with wearing a bunch of nature. Anyway, leave your comments in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe and like it if you liked it, subscribe if you liked it, and just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.